Hi, I'm Antonio Lopez De Avila. I'm the President and CEO of Tourism Data-Driven Solutions. Okay, the conference is the first international conference on cruise tourism, and it's a very different event, and it's with a very different approach because of the pandemic. We need all the sector come together and talk. We need to see ourselves and to talk, presentially, although the conference is also virtual. And we are talking about a component which is the smart thing. We are talking about data, we are talking about green tech, we are talking about the future of the cruise sector in the next years. The cruise companies and also the ports has to use data to know better which is the behavior of the cruisers now, of the tourists, and how they impact in the cities, how they impact people, how they impact in the environment when they come to a port. And they are now using it to know this better, to know their business better, and to know better this behavior of the new tourists during the pandemic and after the pandemic. With data, they can do things, they can act, so they have the knowledge to do real things. And of course, it's very important to have data also to measure the impact on the cities regarding the sustainability. We are talking about emissions, we are talking about new energies, we are talking about green tech focusing on hydrogen, on LNG, on electricity for ports, so trying to avoid the emissions of CO2 in the atmosphere. Our company has been using data, trying to help destinations and companies to avoid or to reduce the impact of COVID, of the pandemic, because it's the only way the companies know what's happening now. In fact, the thing is that all the historic measures, all the data are not useful now, and they have to manage the uncertainty. Every 24 hours everything is changing, so they need data in real time just to know which markets are open, which people are open to travel again, and which are the markets they have to focus to get the new tourist. And also because the politics of all the different policies in different countries, they need to know which are the frontiers which are open and which are closed. So we are giving them all this data in a dashboard, so it's very easy to use, and I think we are speeding up the digital transformation of destinations and companies, because they really need it. So they need now this data to take decisions. I'm quite optimistic in general. I hope that in 2021 we will be able to travel again. I'm sure that we will have to take in account some rules still, but at the same time it seems that in China everything is better, and I hope that in Europe and in America things will get better in a few months. Once we have the vaccine, if we have it next year, everything is going to recover very, very rapidly. I'm sure of that.